Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the 2022 Infiniti QX80 Sensory. So the top of the line for the QX80 line, and this has been an awesome week with this SUV. It's big, it's body on frame, it's got a V8, 400 horsepower, just over 400 pound-feet of torque. It's luxurious, it rides amazing, and it's $88,000. So let's discuss this a little bit. This one has been around for quite a while. It's been around for about 10 years now in different variations. Infiniti has done a nice job in keeping it updated and looking fresh, and it looks great. I really like the exterior styling, and I like the interior styling. It is getting a little bit dated though, especially when you consider it against its close competitor, family friend, the Nissan Armada. So let me show you around the exterior. The styling's beautiful. Interior is great too. We'll take you for a ride, give you some final impressions after several days of driving this thing around with the family, and let you know if it's worth your $88,000. So the biggest differences from the Infiniti to the Nissan is the front fascia. There's a lot of differences here. You have more angular headlights that are single and just slim. You also have your fog lights down here and your big Infiniti grille. You've got this massive sensor here and these different cameras or different other sensors that go along with it. And you have this nice, small, slim headlight here as well. And overall, I think it looks pretty great. The Armada does look good as well, so styling is gonna be kind of your preference, and you're gonna have to decide if it's worth $20,000 extra. So you also have these nice large 22-inch Infiniti wheels. They're kind of like this chrome charcoal color that look really great. I actually kind of wish this had the 20-inch wheels that the Armada had. The Armada had 20-inch wheels, and this allowed for a little bit of a wider tire, which in turn lended itself to even a smoother ride. This has a really great ride, don't get me wrong. But with the Armada, it almost felt even more pillowy. Thanks to like the larger tires. You also have just this nice exterior. I mean, it's a great shape. It's big, it's boxy, and I really like it a lot. Okay, and so coming into the front for the driver, it's a nice place to spend time. Wireless Apple CarPlay. Same complaint I had for the Armada is that the screen is like really far away. You got to lean forward quite a bit to access it. But you've got simple, nice controls, heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, your different drive modes down here, 2-speed transfer case. You also have this dial. I have not used this the entire time, but you can if you want. You also have just really wide, pillowy, nice, comfortable seats. Like, this would be such a great thing to road trip in. And visibility is good. The mirrors are awesome. The windows are large. You have just a normal moonroof here, not a panoramic, but that's okay. And overall, this is a really nice place to spend time. You have like this half wood, half leather steering wheel that feels good. I like it. You have the nice orange stitching along here. Brown, I guess, not really orange, but again, overall, I can't really complain. It's a nice place to spend time.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you my favorite parts of the interior. So, right here we have these cup holders that go up and down. Like, you guys just saw how they work. So, it was like in maybe it was in the Nissan Armada, because when you just press that down, it just opens. And another thing that I like about the cup holders is when you put your cups in, this actually goes down so you can fit them better. Because they're for like bigger bottles, that just will slide down. I really like how the seats go up in the back. It's really cool. And one of my favorite parts, we have like these little screens here. Yeah, and I think this is if you connect it to earphones or what does that do? Does that charge it?
You can plug in something with a cord.
And that's just how to charge it, right?
No, it just runs off of the car.
Yeah, and just instead of putting CDs in, you just press that button and it leans forward. Yeah, it's really cool. This is the on button. If the car only turns on, they just turn on. And I really like the seats. They're really cool. And these seats actually feel good with me sitting on them. They're so smooth too on the side. Really, really smooth. And I really like how these little compartment things open. How do I open this one up? Oh, you just press that button, just opens up. Put like little stuff that are too big for the car, and you can like put them in there. And especially if you need more stuff, you can like put them in this compartment. And these are just papers about the car. And yeah, this is actually my water bottle. And I like to let them stay up, like their eyes are looking at me. Yeah, and like that just went down. See, watch this. When I just press that down, it just goes down. Yeah, that's what happens on the same thing. Bye.
All right, so for an adult, I'm 5'9", sitting behind myself. You have tons of leg room, just lots. This would be an awesome vehicle to road trip in. You also have the rear entertainment screens with an HDMI port. You also have heated seats, climate control, USBs, and a fin. I don't know if you guys want a fin, but here's a fin. And that's my name. You also have the center console, which is pretty cool. Got some good space in here. Can fit Finn's whole head. You also have, yeah, can you fit your head?
Fit my head.
It can fit your head. So you also have this console access in the rear for the front. Smells bad. So you can pop that open. The rear passengers can throw in their, whatever, their fry boxes or chicken nuggets, whatever they don't want to deal with.
So fun.
And pretty cool. I love the back seat. There's tons of space. What do you think, Finn?
And also these cup holders open, so you just press down, just opens right.
Oh yeah, that's
my
right.
water bottle's right here, and Mary's water bottle's right here.
Excellent.
Why she didn't come with us.
Coming into the rear here to just have it automatically go up the tailgate. Press that button. And it rises. It's a little slow, but that's okay. There's a fin. So third row is folded flat, and there's tons of room back here. If this was only a 4-seater for you and your family, I think you'd be very happy with the cargo space. Tons and plenty of space and room for just any and all things you could be taking on a road trip. And then if you press these buttons, for example, this one, automatic.
That's so amazing.
That's amazing.
This doesn't go up.
It's cool, but it's kind of slow. But the same thing can happen back for this one. And you can see that you still have some cargo space. You have a little underneath here, which is kind of funny, but it's like nothing. I mean, you might be able to fit a couple Snickers bars or something. I don't know. The back seat, you can probably see, is decent. Not amazing. I've sat back here, and you're fine if you have 2 adults for like short distances, but I wouldn't want to put adults back here for any length of time. Kids would be okay. You could maybe fit 3 kids across, but it's not the best in the space. But to shut it down, just press this button and let it close. Sorry. And there you go.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you my favorite parts of the Infiniti. So I'm going to show you the headlights. So the headlights look pretty good to me, and they are really cool. They're one of my favorite colors. And I really like how it says Infiniti, like below the Infiniti, because the first Infiniti that we got just didn't say Infiniti below the sign. And I really like the wheels, because they really look neat, but the thing that I can't see, I just can't see the brakes. I can kind of see them right there. They also look like the Mazda brakes. And I just really like this car. Bye.
Okay, so starting off in the 2022 Infiniti QX80, and just to refresh my memory here, this is the Sensory, four-wheel drive, obviously. Tops out at $87,985. 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque, 5.6 liter V8, hydraulic body motion control, 2-speed transfer case, all-wheel drive, 22-inch wheels, and then of course all like the technology goodies that you could ask for. Nice body on frame, kind of old school, looks amazing. I like it a lot. Let's take it for a ride, and I'll give you some of my driving impressions over the last several days with my time in the Infiniti QX80. So, couple things about this, just starting off, and I noticed this in the Nissan Armada too, that the ride quality is very good in this vehicle. I've really enjoyed it. It's very soft, almost pillowy, and for being so big, body on frame, they've done a great job at making a ride that is just cushy. I would love to road trip in this thing. Yeah, it has this hydraulic body control motion system, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure how much it's doing. I'm sure it's doing a lot, but what I guess I mean by that is this Infiniti has the 22-inch wheels, whereas the Armada that I tested not long ago has the 20-inch wheels, and this feels pretty comparable to the Armada that I had in terms of like ride quality, which is, it's still really great. However, I think it would be even better if this had the 20-inch wheels that the Armada did, because the tires are a lower profile on this. It almost negates what the hydraulic active motion body control stuff is doing. And so I wonder if this would be better off with the Armada's 20-inch wheels. But these wheels do look really good. I like them. And I think it's a great looking car. It's old, I get that, but I think Infiniti's done a nice job keeping it fresh, and it looks good. You still see, a fair number of these out on the road. So as far as like acceleration goes, it's pretty great. I mean, as my dad likes to say, there's no replacement for displacement. And so it really is. I admit, one of those that is kind of lamenting the loss of V8 engines. And there's just something about having a nice big V8 that's naturally aspirated, makes good power, makes good torque, pretty linear delivery in its power, that can tow a lot. This tows up to 8,500 pounds, it's pretty great. But there's something to be said for that. And sadly, those are going away and, replaced by Turbo 6s or Turbo 4s or whatever. And anyway, as you probably just heard those little beeps, Nissan's and Infiniti, I guess, but Nissan's safety suite of features work really well. If they are a little bit sensitive. I've driven a lot of Infinitis and Nissans, and across the board, I feel like they're just a little bit on the sensitive side. But I think that they do work really well. I think that their safety suite, I think it's called like 360 Safety Sense or something like that. I think they've done a good job. It's going to do what you want it to do, and you can turn off the notifications and customize it and stuff. But it's a little sensitive. So as far as driving the QX80 goes, I really enjoy it. I mean, again, I'm kind of old school. I like my V8. I like the body on frame style, and this thing is just big. It's bulky, but it's so comfortable. We took a road trip to San Diego just last week, and I would have loved to have had this. We took our Kia Telluride, which was great, but this, just the extra space and the size and the seating position, and this would be an awesome road trip vehicle, which leads me to my next thought. Speaking of fuel economy, this has been surprisingly pretty good. Another local reviewer here, Ben Hardy, mentioned this as well as in his review, but I found it to be true here too, where it seems like I'm getting, you know, a couple miles per gallon better than the EPA estimates. Even just driving this around, you know, 50-50 city and highway driving, I've been getting 18, 19 miles to the gallon, which for a huge SUV and a big old V8, that's not bad. I'm not really complaining, and I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Like our old Land Cruiser, you know, would get like 9 or 10 miles to the gallon. And so I don't know. I don't really know how it's doing that, but I mean, let's see if I can look that up right now. Like, yeah, right now I'm averaging 17.6, and that's been about what I've seen, you know, this whole time that I've had it. So anyway, I'm a fan. The heated seats work great. These seats are so comfortable. They're so wide. Like anybody, my dad, who's kind of a larger guy, was in here the other day, and he can fit just fine. And a lot of seats, I feel like nowadays are more narrow and confining, which I like that in most cars. That's my preference. But with this, they're definitely more wide, and you can really just feel comfortable, you know, for the long haul, no matter your body size or body type, which I think is cool. Like, yeah, if you're buying a big SUV like this, I'd hope there'd be some, you know, some extra room there. But let's see, other driving impressions. It doesn't, the handling, it's a little loose. I don't think it's really a bad thing though. Like I read some reviews on this that, you know, they're complaining about ponderous handling, and I can kind of see, you know, what they're getting at. I wouldn't say it's sharp handling by any means, but I don't know that I'd call it ponderous either, but it's a little loose. It's just kind of easygoing, but again, it doesn't bother me. Like, honestly, and this is probably like getting to my main point here about the QX80. Honestly, if this wasn't 88 grand, I would maybe consider buying this. I think it's a pretty great value. Like, you get a stellar warranty with these things. You get a 4-year, I think 50,000 mile, like, bumper to bumper warranty. And then the powertrain is like 6 years and 70,000 miles, or even, I don't know. Or maybe it's 7 years. I can't remember, but it's long. And I mean, I don't know how many of you how long you keep your cars, but for me, we keep our family cars, you know, 3-5 years. And so I don't know. This would be, if it wasn't so much money, I would consider maybe picking one of these up. Now, here is the big question though of the QX80, and the hardest thing it has going against it is the Nissan Armada. The Nissan Armada I had a few months ago was an SL with the midnight package. It looked great, had the revised styling, and if I'm being totally honest, it felt very similar to what this Infiniti is. So much so that the Armada that I reviewed priced out at $67,000. And this, as I showed you, tops out at $88,000. So just over $20,000 in difference. And here's where it really comes down to, because if I'm being honest, and this isn't like a knock against Nissan or Infiniti, I think they've made a great car, and I think there's a reason these still sell so well, and why it's still around, you know, without many major changes of the last 10 years. It's because it's good. But the Armada is so good now that I'm having trouble finding where the additional 20 grand is going. Yes, the leather is nicer. Yes, the quilting looks good. The brown leather is awesome. It does have, you know, some heated rear seats, and it does have, like, you know, other, you know, ventilated seats in the front and heated steering wheel, and some the safety features are about the same, to be honest. It has wireless CarPlay. The other one had wireless Apple CarPlay. The Armada did. And so, yeah, that's just the honest truth, is I don't know where that extra 20 grand is going. If it comes down to styling, I understand that. I think that the QX80 does look better than the Armada. The new Armada looks better than it has in a while. It looks great. But the QX80 looks even better. So if styling is that important to you, and you're set on like this platform, and you're not cross shopping to any of the other large SUVs, this is just what you want. You're on a Nissan or Infiniti, and the styling and the you know, couple luxury features that Infiniti has over the Nissan, then this could be worth it to you. If you don't care so much about the styling, and the, you know, little nice interior touches that this Infiniti has, then you could save 20 grand and get almost the same car. You're going to get the same engine. You're going to get this nice cushy ride. The Armada strangely felt almost more pillowy than this. And again, I think it's just because it had smaller wheels. So yeah, anyway, those are some of my thoughts. If you want to watch the Armada video, I think I've linked it probably a couple times, but I'll link it here, and you can watch it. I'll link it in the comments as well. I think you'll find a lot of similarities. The infotainment, again, is fine. It's really far away. See, I have to lean like clear forward to touch it, which I don't love. This is the updated tech. This hasn't always been this way, and so I can see what Infiniti and Nissan did the same thing in the Armada. It's the screen that kind of angles forward, like backward actually. You really have to lean up to use it, which can be kind of distracting. I don't love that, but there's tons of room in the middle row. There's not quite as much in the third row as you might be hoping for. And to be honest with you, like the extra, with the Infiniti, you get like the power folding seats in the third row. And they're painfully slow. They take a while to fold flat and to come back up again. And so I don't really care about that. I'd rather just like pull a quick release strap and let them, you know, just fall down. So, but there's not as much room back there in the third row as you might expect, especially because you can't move forward the second row. It's fixed. And so you can fit, you know, a couple like regular sized adults like me. I'm 5'9", you know, in the third row for short stints, and you can fit some small children back there. But really, if you want and if you need a lot of cargo space and you want people to be comfortable, then this is a 4-seater. And which, if that works for you, that's fine. And you know, for 4 people, you're gonna be very comfortable, like around town, on road trips, whatever. And so, anyway, those are some of my thoughts. I don't want to talk forever, but I've really enjoyed with it. Again, like if this wasn't 88 grand, like I would really consider picking one of these up for our family vehicle if it fit in our garage. But that said, you could also look at the Armada and save yourself $20,000 and get 85% of the same car. So that's going to be up to you. But if you've purchased the QX80, let us know why in the comments. Let's help each other out. And if you've purchased an Armada, like, let us know why. Let's help each other out. But thanks for watching, guys. It's been a lot of fun making these videos. If you don't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, that'd be amazing, and we'll continue making these for you. But until next time, go out and enjoy the drive. Thanks, everybody.